There are times you need the performance layer. You need to use AI for performance because the task simply is too mundane, no value. Right? Writing an email, you know what you want to communicate, you know what to send it to, then you just verbally tell the AI, just write. Rather than spending 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you spend 30 seconds. That's performance. That task is good to use AI, right? You don't want to waste your time for that. Okay, there are also the nuance of performance layer, productivity application. This is what I explained to you, the email thing. Quality enhancement, do the same but better. I find that these days, AI, large language model is so good, you can actually improve the quality of work. How? One way is to have it check your work. You have done your first pass, either using AI or yourself, then you use AI to criticize your work. Example for student, this is a very, very good use case. You have an assignment, right? You need to present something, so you came up with a slide, then you use AI to criticize. In this context, for this subject, this is the things that we cover in this topic. AI, please tell me whether the content of my presentation needs to be improved. How can I improve it? All right, this is one way. Criticize your work, quality improve. If you are into design, nowadays AI can read, it can take a snapshot of your screenshot, your work, and then it can help to check. I give you a very good example that my own use case. I just published my book, right? And then I want to have this for local print, Malaysian printer. The PDF, the format that I created was for Amazon. Send the Amazon copy, then the printer came back. Please check. Then I look at it. Both are actually the same. Check what? the PDF copy. Then I use ChatGPT. Surprisingly, it gives me the detail that I couldn't see. It says that the second that you get from the printer, they are actually ready to load to the machine. It's print ready, and it has these things that I can't even see because they can see it at code level, the actual metadata of the PDF. I was so surprised, okay? This is the quality. And if you ask me to check as a human, I'll say, okay, looks the same to me. Quality is the same. But if you ask to check, then you will detect very, very detailed information. Some of it is actually easy to slip through our human eyes. Okay, capability expansion. This is to do things that you could not do before. This is the augmentation. I will skip this. Meaning, in your adjacent professional work, which you couldn't do before, but with AI now, you can do it. All right, thinking layer. This is the one that just now we have the scenario B, all right? Cognitive expansion. Cognitive means your intellectual expansion. What am I missing? I give you the example of the presentation slide assignment. This is the thinking layer. You ask the AI, what am I missing? What should I be including in my presentation for the assignment? See and reason better. This is do work faster and better. Now the last one is the learning and mastery layer. Any one of you use AI as a tutor? No. As a coach, simulator, critique partner. This one is devil advocate. Tell me what I'm not good at. Criticize my work. I want to hear it. Practice partner? Maybe not, but I read that nowadays young people like to talk to ChatGPT like their good friend. This is the practice partner. If you want to learn language, actually you can use practice partner. Feedback loop. I use this very intensively, especially actually did one on simulator. This is very interesting. Just share my experience. There's no bad. Last year, we had this budget in our parliament. Every year, I think September or October, they have this parliament to talk about budget. They released the statistics saying that, Malaysia, we have budget deficit. How many percent? Budget deficit means the last year's they table, this is the amount they want to spend, and this is the amount they overspend, right? Then we have this economic growth, blah, 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 right? I took that information. I was wondering if we continue to overspend with this kind of economic growth, what eventually it will be for Malaysia. So I used ChatGPT, that was last year. Then I benchmarked it against those that critical breakdown point like Pakistan, Sri Lanka. And he came up with a scenario of 30 years from now. What are the parameters we need to watch? By when our debt to GDP ratio will be 100% if we have this growth and that growth. It was very, very thorough. This simulator, this is good for decision making. You can apply the same in your logistics scenario. Right? If you know the key parameters and you know the trend, you're able to do simulation very easily. To do that kind of simulation, we probably need a week or two. We probably have to outsource it to like the strategy consulting firm. That's what our Malaysian government has been doing. Critique partner is another one that I use a lot, especially you are working alone. Of course, we can get many critiques. For example, your presentation that you will be doing later in the parallel sessions. This is one of the ways you get critique on your work. Don't take it as negative, take it as positive, something that you can further improve yourself. So that is actually very good. But of course, for all this, you have to know the technique of how to prime the language model that you use so that you can use them for learning. Okay, think of one way. This is again a 1 minute exercise. Think of one way you currently use AI. Which layer is it? In performance, thinking, or learning? What would it look like to move one layer up? If you're currently using it for, let's say it's performance layer, can you move that to thinking layer? Or you can move from thinking to learning. Try to take this as a challenge. Just take one use case and do it. Don't do it now, but when you go home, try to do it that way. Then you will expand your skill of using AI across dimensions, not just for performance. Okay, now I'm going to leave you with AI mastery loop. What's the time now? How many minutes do I ask? 10 minutes? Okay, just going to wrap up this very fast. The AI mastery loop asks, attempt, assist, assess. I call it 6A. Ask is what are the goal and decision of your use? What decision does this task need to support? If it is not critical, use it for performance, use it, by the way. If this task is something worth learning from, then use the thinking or the mastery layer for it. Attempt. We don't want to ask AI too early, like what I shared just now. So what should I think through before asking AI? Before I even attempt open my AI Copilot or Claude or ChatGPT. Assist, you use AI to challenge your assumption. What am I missing? What alternative exists that I haven't thought of? Then you assess. Assess means you evaluate facts, assumption, context fit, consequences, accountability. This is the part that AI can't help us to do. There are many cases where a reputable company publish something that is non-factual. This is because they don't assess. In the academia, I think maybe the lecturers might heard that there is one credible, very, very respectful professor in University of Hong Kong. He was fired because in his paper, they flagged out that he has a citation that did not exist. Senior professor is because of assess. He didn't do that, the factual check. Now, in fact, these days it's very easy to do factual check. You create anything citation, but you have to use specialized databases for the academia. Like for example, consensus. All right, they whatever that they are trained on is trained on actual paper, the citation databases, so they can flag it out for you. Apply, use the improved thinking in a real decision. All right, so once you go back and forth with the AI tool, you get the recommendation. Now you have to try to apply it in real world. Whatever that your work so far with AI is just theoretical. Now let's put the rubber on the road for the test. Then of course, nothing is going to come up with perfect as you plan. After you apply, you get the deviation, you get the lesson learned and all that. Then maybe you reroute to other solutions, so you save that as a lesson. Or even if you improve your prompt, checklist or whatever, I suggest record this as your portfolio. Feed it back as one of your project artifacts. So the next time you want to solve the problem again, AI has the opportunity to ingest the new learning that you have learned yourself. Don't just chuck it away. Right? Always have a loop with AI. I don't have time to go through the supplier delay, but I think I'll pass the slide to the organizer, so if you want, you can get it from them. Alright, this is how it's used for supplier delay analysis. So let's talk about your career upgrade. What AI-enabled professional looks like in logistics. From shipping tracker or to disruption anticipator. This is proactive. This is actually status. Report producer to insight interpreter. SOP executor to process architect. This one, you're not just executing the SOP. You architect the new process because you have AI to assist. With that, you generate new SOP. Data preparer, you become a scenario thinker. AI user, you become AI enabled professional. Now you have a tool that can push you way ahead of other people if you use it right. If you are just a beginning, no worry, don't worry, because you don't think you are a good AI user, actually you don't have to worry. But you have to decide today that you're going to use AI to improve yourself for professional growth, not to use it for finishing things fast. The habit you form now will compound over the next 10 years. Choose the mastery path before you enter the industry, especially for the students. Don't choose the shortcut path. Don't let it do the homework for you. Choose the mastery path. It's much harder to unlearn the shortcut path. If you have taken, you get so used to use AI to complete your slide, do your homework and all that, it will be more difficult for you to unlearn that when you go to work. Okay, I leave you with this. As I promised, this is my last slide. The AI use intention filter. So this will help you to differentiate whether you use AI for the shortcut path or for the mastery path. Am I using AI to escape thinking or to improve it? Am I asking for the answer too early before doing my own homework? What must I understand before I trust this output? That means you have to have enough context, enough knowledge to judge. What assumption, risk, or trade-off should AI challenge? Will I be more capable next time or more dependent on AI? Okay? Bring these 5 questions with you next time before you use AI. If you don't want to be replaced by AI, you want to ride the wave, you have to develop your learning agility. Meaning, regardless of how AI evolve, how advanced it can get, how intelligent the new tools, new company come up with whatever AI system, you learn, right? You have to polish your judgment skill, improve your decision making, judgment skill, then you adapt. Whichever that comes, you just adapt. Then you have to be able to guide the decision that you make in future, whether at work or for yourself. Okay. This is a very important question. What kind of logistic professional will your pattern of use turn you into over the next 3 years? If you choose to be in logistics, what kind of AI pattern use? If today you use it for shortcut, definitely it will not help you. When you are thrown into work, you are going to still have a lot to learn to catch up. But if you start to use AI differently for mastery, for self-growth, then you'll be a completely different person when you graduate. My last advice, do not use AI to finish faster. Use it to become more capable. Make yourself more hireable, more valuable, more sought after. Alright, thank you.